All right, greetings everybody, and welcome to another video. This is going to be an off-topic Wotv news video because honestly, there's nothing going on this week. There's a new vision card. We won't get the Xmas news probably till Friday if we're lucky. Thursday we will get a teaser. But let's do something off-topic. Let's have a discussion. Put in the comments below what we are going to talk about, and let's get on with it because yeah, there ain't anything this week. There's really nothing on the Wotv side. So let's talk about video games. And the video game event this week that people either despise or like or think it's a giant advertisement, which of course it is, but the Game Awards will be taking place this week, and I recently put out a poll. Semi-recently put out a poll saying, hey, do you think that a expansion for a game should be Game of the Year? Some people said yes, some people said no, a lot of people said no. And so I'm going to air my grievances with each of the games from a more neutral standpoint and from a personal standpoint. Although personally, let's just get it out of the way. Obviously, this is a Final Fantasy channel. I play a lot of Final Fantasy games. Rebirth is my game of the year. Personally, it is my game of the year. And I'm going to talk about the rest of the games in short order while having their trailer playing. With that being said, let's get started. And starting off first, this one, to me, was the snub of the year. I feel like this one was oddly off the list. They could have put this on the list, I think, for sure. Blooper did a great job of this remake, remaster, whatever it is. And like, I think it's just really great. And I'm surprised it did not end up on the list. It's a snub. I don't really know what else to say. All right, next one is this. This to me is the one that should not win this year, both professionally and personally. I think that this game should not win this year because it's not a game, it's an expansion to a game. It very clearly is. You cannot play it without owning Elden Ring. To me, that is the quintessential thing that it is not entitled to Game of the Year. Elden Ring already won. It doesn't need more attention. I don't know if Keighley just has a deal with FromSoft or, you know, like he just can't, like this should be in an expansion category, a DLC category. It should not be in Game of the Year. I know Elden Ring is great. Elden Ring is one of my favorite games of all time. I played through this entire DLC from start to finish. I loved it top to bottom, but boy, oh boy, does it not belong on a Game of the Year list, and I will be really annoyed. This winning Game of the Year this year would be a huge blow to any credibility that Keighley has been building, because it's not a game, it's an expansion to a game, and it does not belong in Game of the Year. Now, with that being said, if there was a DLC category, this should win above all else. It's absolutely fantastic. It's amazing. I love this game, but boy, oh boy, is it not Game of the Year. Here we go. Next up, Black Myth Wukong. This is a game I've played the least of any game on this list. And this is a great game. This is a absolutely fantastic game. Also, it's like the screen is just bleeding a little bit into my camera. Let me just fix that really quick. Okay. This game is really great. I think it's great that we are getting some other types of content from other areas in the world. And I think the team behind this did a really great job. I don't think it's better than some of the other stuff on this list. So I'm saying, my opinion, no, this doesn't deserve to win. But it wouldn't be the worst thing if it won. All right, that's about all I want to say about that, because again, I haven't played it that much, but I have watched a bunch of it, and I have played a little bit of it, and yeah, it's good, but it's not the one I think that deserves to win. Next up, Bolatro. This is the one I've played the second least of. Boy, oh boy, is this game great. It just is. If you haven't played this game, go give it a shot. It's an indie like roguelike deck building poker game. It's very, very its own thing. It's one of the games that's taken a lot of stuff by storm this year. I think it's really cool. I don't think it deserves to win, but I'm super glad that it made the list. Yeah, that's just my opinion. Next up, Metaphor. And Metaphor is the one I could do a whole video about because I have played it from start to finish. And it's a game that I love-hate because it is a new IP from Atlas, which is really, really cool. I think that in general, like, I'm really happy that Atlas decided to do something that's not just Persona or Shin Megami Tensei. However, playing through this game, a lot of its DNA is just Persona 5. But, well, okay, really quickly, artwork is fantastic. CG animations in it are fantastic. The performance, positives. English VA is one of my favorite VAs of the year. Music is super unique, energetic, and really, really strong. Really like that. Like a lot of the story elements that I don't want to go into spoiler territory, but really like them. So why do I think this doesn't deserve to win Game of the Year is basically because while it is Persona, it feels like a stripped down version of Persona 5, which, you know, it doesn't have the side activities. A lot of the game felt really padded to me with overuse of like animations that were not skippable. And I think personally, without again getting into too much detail, because it does do some things like way too repeated dialogue where you constantly get told, oh, your character's poison, your character's poison. And it's like, I know, my character's poison. I absolutely know it's poison. Shut up, Gallica. But that being said, it's a really, really great game that is held back. And I think the most atrocious thing to me is the fact that it's like a really archaic engine. The performance on base PS5 was really unexcusable for an engine that's that old. It didn't feel optimized. Even in loading screens, it felt clunky, which is just really not great. And no, PS5 Pro does not fix the discussion about it. Like buying higher hardware should not be the thing. This is essentially pretty much the same engine from what I've heard that was used on the PS3. So now it's PS5 and you still can't optimize it. Not overly compelling, but to me this game does one thing that is particularly egregious, which is it is a fantasy game with some of the most boring dungeon design I have ever seen in a video game. I'm not joking about it. Like, do you like the brown underground dungeon, or do you like the tower dungeon that keeps getting repeated? And this wouldn't be so bad to me, except on the way to some of these dungeons, you go by some beautiful vistas, and it's like, let's take a picture of it. And then those would have been cool areas to have dungeons. But nope, not the case. I think there's a lot of strong things about ReFantazio. Would I be mad if it won? No. Would I be happy if it won? Not really. I think this is a way too over-celebrated game. I cannot believe that people overlook so many flaws. And I just don't think it's as strong as what came before it. Although the setting is way better than the Persona game. Please, get us out of eternal high school forever with the Persona series. Please. Fingers crossed for Persona 6. Alright, that's it for that one. Next up, Rebirth. What can I say? This is my own personal favorite game of the year. This is the one that I would absolutely love to win, because it feels like the team put so much love and effort into this game, from the world map, wandering around, side events. I mean, the story has been fleshed out. The characters have been fleshed out. Barrett and Yuffie feel so much better written than they were in the original game. There's so much stuff that is returned from the previous game that has been used in new ways. And I mean, it to me is just such the complete package already, with great story, great characters, and also just the side events. Like, the card game in this is just one of the best things to come along in such a long time. Not better than Triple Triad, but boy oh boy, I love this game from start to finish. I absolutely love this game. My own personal bias showing through. Does it deserve to win? If there's anything that's going to hold it back, I think it's that at this point it's like, oh, it's a thing that's already been done. Like, FF7 came out a long time ago. It's already won awards. How can you say that? This deserves to win and Shadow of Erdtree doesn't. Well, Shadow of Erdtree is a expansion. This is a full game that you can play from start to finish without having remake at all. You can skip remake if you, although I think that's not particularly great. There's just so much love and effort. It has performance issues. I would be okay with it not winning over some of the other things, but boy oh boy, there's just so much love in this game that I feel like it not winning is a little disservice to the team that has just tried so damn hard with this, and it's such an uphill battle to remake this game. Gold Saucer. All right, and on that thrusting, this is my the one that I think from a neutral-ish standpoint deserves to win, because if we're talking about a game that I think this just deserves to win from almost every perspective. It is such a tight, well-made video game from start to finish. The graphics and the performance in this game are essentially flawless. It's visually beautiful from start to finish. The textures in it are far better than both Metaphor, which has some ugly-ass textures in it, and Rebirth, which has some ugly-ass textures and lighting issues. This game is almost essentially perfect. It is just great from start to finish. It plays absolutely fantastic. And I mean, if you're trying to pick a game that means a little bit more, Team Yasobi, who is effectively like Team Japan, who made so many great games during the PS4 Vita era, like, give them some love because they deserve to win. They have put up through so much. They've kind of been sidelined by Sony, and I think that this game winning would be really great. This game is fun for people of all ages, people of all skill levels. Out of every game on the list, I think that this game generally is the best thing. Visually, I mean, audio-wise, yes, music is important, but audio design in this game is great. This is a fantastic game. It rides a fair bit on nostalgia, obviously, from the PlayStation stuff, but I mean, it is what it is. I mean, that is essentially it. So, in my opinion, this is the game that should win Game of the Year. It is the overall just best performing, best sounding, best overall package of any of the video games. But as I said before, to conclude this video, there's only one real wrong answer to me out of anything that can win, and that is Shadow of the Erdtree, because it does not belong in this category. So I've spoken my piece. I've finally gotten this out and on video, so I don't need to think about it anymore. Put in the comments below what you think your personal game of the year is, and what you think from a, a non-biased standpoint, what deserves to win Game of the Year. And remember, it doesn't freaking matter so long as you're having fun and enjoying. So thanks so much for watching. Take care, and hopefully we'll have some Wotv news later this week that'll actually be fun. Later.